Are you living what looks like a comfortable life on the outside while your finances quietly slip deeper into trouble? What if I told you that many of the choices that seem responsible, normal, or even signs of success are actually the biggest obstacles keeping the middle class stuck? The reality is that there are 7 powerful money traps designed to feel safe while slowly draining your future wealth, and the chances that you have fallen into at least a few of them without noticing are extremely high. My goal is to help people recognize these hidden financial patterns that quietly stop money from growing. So if you are tired of working hard yet never seeing the results in your bank account, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. This video just might help you finally break free from the habits that keep millions of middle-class families stuck in a cycle of financial stress. Here is something most people never think about. Studies show that the average middle-class household today earns more than what families made in the past. On paper, modern income is higher, yet despite this, today's middle-class lifestyle is far more fragile, far more dependent on debt, and far more stressed financially. And it is not because people today lack discipline or knowledge. It is because the world around us is filled with new financial traps previous generations never had to face. These traps look like smart choices. They sound responsible, and they are encouraged by everyone around us. Friends cheer when you make these decisions. Family members congratulate you. Social media calls them adulting. Society labels them milestones. And yet these very same decisions quietly tighten financial chains that lock people into long-term stress, long-term debt, and long-term dependency on their paycheck. What makes these traps even more dangerous is how good they feel in the beginning. When you fall into one of them, you feel proud, you feel responsible, you feel like you are doing everything right. But with every passing year, your financial flexibility shrinks, your ability to save weakens, and the dream of wealth moves further away. Before we break these down one by one, let me ask you something personal. Do you ever sit down and think, I earn good money, so why do I still feel behind? Do you ever feel frustrated because you are doing everything society tells you to do, yet your savings barely grow? If that sounds like you, then you're not alone. Millions of middle-class people feel exactly the same way, and the traps you are about to hear will likely explain exactly why. The first money trap is something so universal that most people never stop to question it. It is considered a major step into adulthood, a symbol of responsibility, and something every successful person is expected to do. Yet for many, it becomes the biggest financial burden of their life. Trap number 1 is buying a house that costs far more than your lifestyle and income can realistically support. Let's make one thing clear. A home can absolutely be a powerful wealth-building asset, but only if it is purchased correctly. Most people never do the math properly. Instead, they buy based on emotion, pressure, and the maximum loan amount the bank is willing to give them. And banks, of course, approve larger loans because that means more profit for them. Here is how this trap usually forms. Someone gets their first stable job earning $40,000, $50,000, or $60,000 a year. They hear the same message from everyone. Renting is throwing money away, so they decide to buy. They speak to a lender who approves a loan worth 4 or 5 times their salary. Suddenly, a $300,000 house looks completely normal for a young couple. The monthly mortgage payment at first glance seems manageable, but people forget that the mortgage is only one part of the total cost. There are property taxes, homeowners insurance, repairs, maintenance, HOA fees, utilities, emergency fixes, and unexpected issues like plumbing, roof leaks, or appliance failures. Before they know it, the total monthly cost of the house nearly doubles what they originally planned. Now this person who once felt proud of buying a smart investment is using 60 or even 70% of their take-home pay just to live in that house. Their money gets locked into one place. They cannot invest properly. They cannot build an emergency fund. They cannot take a better job with lower pay for long-term growth. They become financially stuck in a house that looks like success from the outside, but feels like a cage from the inside. And here's the part most people never realize. The first 10 years of mortgage payments barely reduce the actual loan. Almost everything goes toward interest. So the idea of building equity is mostly an illusion in the early years. You become the homeowner in name, but financially, you're renting from the bank while taking every responsibility on your own shoulders. Trap number 2 is another extremely common middle-class habit. This is the shiny new vehicle trap, the constant desire to buy new cars more often than necessary. This trap feels harmless just because people convince themselves that a newer car equals reliability, safety, and status. They walk into a dealership planning to buy something simple and affordable, but once they smell the new leather seats, feel the upgraded steering, or see the touchscreen display, they get tempted. Salespeople know exactly how to push you toward higher models. Suddenly, you are looking at $40, $50, or $60,000 cars. The dealership then stretches the loan to 7 or even 8 years to make the monthly payment look small. What people do not pay attention to is the long-term cost. With interest, insurance, and extreme depreciation, the real price of that shiny new car can reach 6 figures over time. And when the loan finally ends, instead of keeping the car for another 5 years, people upgrade again, restarting the cycle and guaranteeing they will always have a car payment. Trap number 3 is promoted everywhere as financial wisdom. It is the credit score obsession. People are told to juggle multiple credit cards, open extra accounts, take small loans, and constantly spend to build their score. They chase cashback, airline miles, and reward points. But slowly, the focus shifts from financial health to financial games. They start spending not because they need something, but because they want points. This creates a lifestyle where debt becomes normal, where managing cards becomes stressful, where one late payment ruins your score, and where people mistakenly believe that a good credit score is more important than cash in the bank. Trap number 4 is a belief almost everyone accepts without question. It is the idea that traditional slow retirement planning alone will secure your future. Companies encourage you to put away a small percentage of your income every month, just enough to get the employer match. You feel responsible. You feel like you're doing the right thing, but what you don't realize is that by saving such a small amount and locking it away until your 60s, you guarantee you must work for decades. You can't use the money to build income early in life. You can't access it without penalties. You become dependent on your salary for most of your working years. Most people don't understand that saving 10% of an average salary for 30 years only provides enough for basic survival, not real freedom. The system benefits investment firms, not you. Trap number 5 is one of the most silent but deadliest ones: subscription creep and lifestyle inflation. It begins with a $10 streaming service, then another, then a gym membership you barely use, then a meal kit service, then a clothing subscription box, then premium apps you forgot about. Each one seems tiny, but together they consume hundreds of dollars every month, and as income grows, lifestyle grows with it. People buy newer phones, nicer furniture, better apartments, and more expensive groceries. They convince themselves they deserve it, but the result is predictable. No matter how much they earn, their savings stay the same. Trap number 6 is whole life insurance, a product aggressively marketed as the perfect blend of protection and investment. Insurance companies have spent decades crafting emotional sales pitches that convince ordinary families this is the safest, smartest way to build long-term wealth. They use comforting phrases like guaranteed growth, tax-free benefits, and lifetime coverage to make whole life sound like a financial product you absolutely must have if you care about your family's future. Agents make it sound like guaranteed wealth. They show charts with smooth, rising lines that seem risk-free. They emphasize the permanent coverage, the so-called cash value, and the ability to borrow against the policy someday. But what they don't highlight is the part that matters most. Whole life policies are packed with massive fees, painfully slow growth, and complicated rules that most people do not fully understand. For the first several years, almost all of your premium goes to commissions and administrative charges, not real savings. You end up paying far more than you would for simple term life insurance, while getting far less growth than basic index investing. And here is the harsh reality: these policies are structured to benefit the insurance company first, the agent second, and the customer last. These traps are not little mistakes. They are carefully designed systems built to keep the middle class feeling comfortable, spending continuously, and working forever. The first step to escaping is recognizing the traps. The second step is questioning every financial decision society labels as normal, because true wealth doesn't come from following the traditional script. It comes from breaking it. If this video helped you understand the traps holding you back, hit the like button, subscribe, and stay tuned for more content that will help you take control of your money and your future.